Across the skies, beyond all borders, legends rise, igniting fervor. This game unites young players and legends. Every shot, every catch, a legacy we send. Cricket spirit, let the whole world know. This is the spirit of the game. No limits, no walls, hearts aflame, where legends guide, young players ignite. We play for honor, for pride, for love. Waves, aces, riders, wind chasers, seagulls, liberty. Together we rise, united in victory. GCL, USA, mix of legends and young players. Feel the thrill, the passion. Raise the bars. Every cheer, every fight, courage echoes day and night. Legends mentor, young players soar. Together we shine forevermore. Boundaries tell stories, wickets mark glory. From Miami to New York, Houston to Vegas, GCL, US, our passion never ceases. Together we rise. You gave it to GCL, USA. This is the spirit of the game. No limits, no walls, hearts aflame, where legends guide, young players ignite. We play for honor, for pride, for love. GCL, USA, mix of legends and young players. Feel the thrill, the passion, raise the bars. For cricket, for unity, for a brighter day. GCL USA, the game, the spirit, the world. The game, the spirit, the world.
Welcome, my lovely listeners, to your own show, Cricket with Mahesh Iyer, only on 103.3 Houston FM. Of course, the station is a presentation of Rehan Siddiqui, and this show is officially sponsored by the Global Cricket League USA chapter. Thank you very much for tuning in to me on this lovely Sunday, now warming up Sunday here in Houston. So very good morning to you if you're in the Houston area or anywhere else where it's morning, and of course, good afternoon, good evening if you're joining me from parts of the world where it's already afternoon or evening. Once again, thank you so much for tuning into me. You are able to listen to me on 103.3 FM dial in the greater Houston area. Of course, the 103.3 Houston FM app or houstonfm.com anywhere in the world. And for those of you who are Facebook savvy, I am on Facebook giving you a wave, a thumbs up, and a victory sign. And I hope you're able to hear me and see me as well. Thank you so much again. As always, we have a packed show today. I have lots to talk about, lots to share, but we'll start off as we do every time with a weekly roundup in the world of cricket. What's happening? Of course, the big ticket item that's happening is the Women's One Day International World Cup, now into its last league game as we speak today. In fact, the penultimate game from the last one just got over a few hours ago. And the last league game as we speak is going on in Navi Mumbai D.Y. Patil Stadium between Bangladesh and India. It is a truncated game, too many rain interruptions. And the latest score I see is Bangladesh scored 119 for 9 in the 27 overs they had. And of course, due to the rain interruptions, the revised target that Team India now has to chase is 126 in 27 overs totally, of which they've knocked off 11 in the first 2 overs. Too early to call this game. We don't know if there are going to be any more rain interruptions, but with all the rain interruptions and the heavy air, I wouldn't say that this is anything more than a 50-50 deal. I think Bangladesh has pretty high quality pacers and spinners who can make this chase a stifling one. Let's just hope this game plays out to its maximal potential. Of course, this is the last league game. Today is the last league game, and then we have the semifinals and the finals coming up next week. But before we go there, a very emotional, a very sentimental penultimate league game played out a few hours ago. Yes, that was at Vishakhapatnam, also called Vizag, between England and New Zealand. New Zealand were already out of the tournament. England had already qualified. Of course, with the win that England had over New Zealand, they now go second on the table. But the reason I say it is sentimental is let's doff our hats, let's give a bow to the legendary Sophie Devine, the captain of New Zealand, who called it quits after this one day international game on all one day internationals. Yep, Sophie Devine will not be playing one day internationals anymore for New Zealand. What a legend to have graced the game of cricket on the field, off the field, with her absolutely impeccable demeanor. I would have once wished that she went on and added the one day international crown as well to the T20 crown that she helped New Zealand get a few months earlier. I think it was about a year ago. But yeah, not to be, alas. New Zealand was one of those teams impacted heavily by rains due to a lot of the games being washed out and they're having to share points. So unfortunate also because New Zealand didn't win the game today. They were kind of thrashed by England, but with all of that, Sophie Devine can still leave with her heads held high. We thank Sophie Devine for her contributions to the broad world of cricket, to the world of one day international cricket. And we sure do hope she will still be playing T20 internationals, both in the WPL coming up early spring next year, and more importantly, in the T20 World Cup coming up in the UK in less than a year's time. So we hope to see Sophie Devine there. For now, commiserations, congratulations on a wonderful career that Sophie Devine has had. Thank you again, Sophie Devine, for the entertainment. Congratulations, Team England, for winning and going second on the table. So if I round up the Women's ODI World Cup, the four semi-finalists were decided actually before today. They were Australia, England, South Africa, and India, who barely, I think, scraped through. So those are the four semi-finalists. The games have already been lined up, and that lineup was also ready before today. So Australia will take on India in the second semi-final on Thursday at the D.Y. Patil Stadium in Mumbai, whereas South Africa and England face off a day prior to that. That'll be Wednesday next week, and they will be playing their game in Guwahati. So that'll be 29th of October, South Africa, England at Guwahati, and 30th of October, Australia versus India in Navi Mumbai. I would say between South Africa and England, I think South Africa has a score to settle after being thrashed by England in the very first game that they played in the league stages. They were bowled out for a 69 or 79. I think they have the opportunity to do something special and turn the tables on England. But it's too close to call. I wouldn't bet anything other than a 50-50 on that particular game, while wishing both the teams all the very best. On the India-Australia game, I would say the odds are much more in favor of Australia. India has beaten Australia of late. However, in World Cups, in knockout matches, Australia are way above. So I would put that as Australia probably starting as 70-30 favorites. However, in the game of cricket, the game of glorious uncertainties, stranger things have happened. So we don't know what's going to happen, but we do hope the rain stays away in both of the games. We do hope both the games go down to the wire and we get some thrilling entertainment. So that's Wednesday, October 29th, Guwahati. South Africa women take on England, and the following day, October 30th, Australian women take on India at Navi Mumbai or New Bombay, D.Y. Patil Stadium. Of course, the final is a week from today. and that'll be the 2nd of November. That'll also be played at the D.Y. Patil Stadium in Mumbai. Just so you're aware, if there is a rain interruption on either of the semi-final days, we do have a reserve day. Yeah, so there's plenty of opportunity for us to get a full game in. Both of those games, one would want to go down to its full 50 overs and the deserving team come out winning. Again, we wish all four teams all the very best. And again, let's not forget commiserations to the team who could not qualify. So that's for the semi final. That's Bangladesh and New Zealand, we talked about, and Sri Lanka and Pakistan. All of these teams, I would say, at some point in time have been a bit unlucky. They came close to winning games. Bangladesh had England on the mat, but couldn't get over the finish line. Pakistan was ready to thump England and thrash them royally, but rain came down and spoiled their party. So a lot of even Sri Lanka would feel they got robbed because they were in a very strong position against New Zealand, having scored 255 odd, and then the rain came falling and the chase never got off. So all these teams, to an extent, have, I think, been hurt by rain. But I also feel these are the teams that probably do need to genuinely improve their games a fair bit. All these teams have shown glimpses of wonderful performance, but they couldn't sustain them over the 100 hours of play, or they couldn't sustain them beyond one field, right? You take the case of Pakistan, very good bowling, Fatima Sana, Nashra Sandhu, world class. You can put them in any team in the world, they would walk in. But batting, they really are missing somebody like Ayesha Nazim, who retired a few years ago. They need that caliber power hitters, and that's the need of the hour. Somebody who could power hit, somebody who could guide the innings all the way through to the end. So batting is surely a department in which they are lacking. As an example, so again, commiserations to these teams, but also thank you to all of the teams for doling out such wonderful entertainment in this great spectacle of women's ODI cricket that's really going down to a fantastic climax. Stay tuned and we'll bring you all the updates in a week from today as well. So that's in the world of women's cricket. Moving on, lots of men's cricket games as well have been happening. If you look at the India Australia series, the one day series just got over at the Sydney Cricket Ground a couple of days ago. And what a series that was! Australia thrashing India the first two games at Perth and Adelaide, and India then repaying the favors at Sydney, courtesy the brilliant, the evergreen Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, an unbeaten almost 200-run partnership, little under that, to guide India home in a canter with over 11 overs to spare. Fantastic win, of course, by India at the SCG, but Australia taking the one day international series 2-1. Congratulations, Team Australia. Thank you, Team Australia, Team India, for such wonderful entertainment. The scene now shifts to the T20 series. 5 T20Is between these two teams commencing at Canberra in a few days, moving on to MCG, and then to Hobart, Tasmania, and then to Gold Coast, and finally Brisbane. So lots to look forward to between India and Australia. And the T20 series, talking about T20s, we have the New Zealand-England T20 series that was pretty much rained out. 2 out of 3 games were rained out, and England winning the one game that went the distance. And of course, we also had the one day international just late last night. I watched some of it and woke up and saw that what could have been an easy victory for New Zealand was actually a labored one. New Zealand had England on the mat at 56 for 6, but then that man, Harry Brook, defied his age and surely showed more glimpses of what he's made of, his capabilities. He hit a blistering 135 that actually took England to 224. And the first few overs of New Zealand's chase, they were stuttering with 3 wickets down within the power play, to where when I went to sleep last night at midnight, I wasn't sure who was going to win. There was a very good chance England would win. When I woke up, I saw New Zealand won, courtesy Daryl Mitchell, 70 odd, taking them home with quite some overs to spare, but having lost 6 wickets. So congratulations, Team New Zealand, for winning the first of 3 ODIs to be played. Test matches. We talked about the India-West Indies series that was closed out last Sunday when I was here. And after that, we had South Africa really showing how well they have grown as a test match team. They won the WTC final, for those of you who follow test match cricket, earlier this year in June. And they showed up, moving from Lahore to Rawalpindi. They showed up as champions, and they actually beat Pakistan in Rawalpindi handsomely after again being on the down on the mat, facing Pakistan's 330 odd. They were down on the mat, and courtesy Senuran Muthuswamy and now the all-rounder Kagiso Rabada, they went on to score 400 plus. And then Simon Harmer did his magic with the ball and bowled Pakistan out for next to nothing, 138 or so. And all South Africa had to do is score 70 or 69 odd to win. That they did with just 2 wickets down. Congratulations, Team South Africa. They really have shown that they can learn, they can adapt, they can grow, they can play on pitches that are totally alien to them relative to what they see mostly in South Africa. I think there are some pitches like in Durban that may not be too far off from what they saw in Lahore and Pindi. But I think the biggest compliment to Team South Africa came from Ramiz Raja. I do watch Ramiz speaks a fair bit. I think he presents some of the most articulate and balanced views on games of cricket. And I'm paraphrasing. He was appreciating Team South Africa, and he said something to the effect that the way South Africa played the second test match, it seemed they were the home team. Yeah. And Pakistani team was actually the visitor team. That's a huge compliment from a person of Ramiz Raja's caliber. That really shows how well South Africa played in that particular test match. Congratulations, Team South Africa. Congratulations, Team Pakistan, for squaring the series 1-1. Okay, we also have some more test matches coming up. The Ashes, ladies and gentlemen, the big Ashes. Australia versus England coming up. Game 1 at Perth, the Optus Stadium, November 20th. Yep, not too far off, less than a month away. And the big news coming out from the Australian camp is most likely their legendary captain, their all-rounder, their frontline bowler, Patrick Cummins, may not be recovered on time to play that first test match. I think if Pat Cummins is not able to make it, that's advantage England in the first test. I can clearly say that boldly. This is my opinion, not another analyst's opinion. As a captain, as a bowler, as a leader, one cannot measure Patrick Cummins' contributions. They are that immense. For those of us who have seen Patrick Cummins, the Australian captain for the past few years, we all know what kind of a legacy he's already built. I think he'll be greatly missed. And if he is missed, I would say England start maybe 65-35 favorites at Perth, despite Perth being a stronghold of Australia. So that's the upcoming test series. That's of huge significance. And we talked about the India T20 series. Now, there's a lot of exciting stuff also happening here in the United States. Good old Houston. I've been talking to you all about the Global Cricket League. That's coming up. Well, it should have started on the 24th of October. However, due to some logistics issues, we have rescheduled to a bigger, a grander, and a better experience. So we now have games between November 5th, Wednesday, and Friday, 14th of November. Mark your calendars. Everything else is a lift and shift. So single game on the first and the last days, the opening game, and the last day, of course, is the final. All other days, you will have two games. So the morning games would start at 9:30 a.m. and the afternoon games would start at 1:30 p.m. All local Houston or U.S. Central Standard Time. Venue, same as we have been mentioning, what used to be called Musa Cricket Stadium, it's now called the Kingsmen Arena. So mark your calendars. If you don't have any major plans, come out there. We are going to give you a huge spectacle of cricket. To repeat some of the things that I've been mentioning a fair bit here on this station, we have marquee players signed up, be it Shoaib Malik, be it Shakib Al Hasan, be it Harbhajan Singh. We have some platinum category members, players that have signed up like Sean Marsh or Martin Guptill. And we have some other signees who also, I believe, may be in the platinum category like Mohammad Amir, Imad Wasim. So you've got a plethora of talent coming into the Houston area. We also have a world-class commentary team. We've got Mike Hazeman from South Africa. We've got Simon Dool from New Zealand, we've got Waqar Yunus. From Pakistan, we've got Nikhil Chopra from India, and so on. We have wonderful presenters on the field. Grace Hayden, the daughter of the legendary Matthew Hayden, she will be out there. So will Yasha Sagar and other presenters. So lots and lots to look forward to on the GCL, ladies and gentlemen. And I was talking to the owner last night. We are also going to make sure there are plenty of food truck options. That is work in progress. Hopefully, this time next week, I will be able to do a full dedicated show, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hour long, on nothing but the GCL. Mark your calendars. Games commence Wednesday, 5th of November. First day, the game is only in the afternoon, 1:30 p.m. Every other day, starting the 6th of November through the 13th of November, 2 games every day, 9:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. Free entry. Make it a picnic time, especially on the weekends. You don't have any other plans. You're going to be twiddling your thumbs. If you're in the Houston area, no need to watch it on television. Come down, have fun with your family, enjoy some good food, enjoy some fantastic cricket that's going to come our way. Let's not forget, besides the legends, besides the marquee players, besides the platinum players, we also have lots and lots of young and upcoming talent of cricket all across the United States of America that are signed up to come and play in this unique event that promises to be a fantastic spectacle. You don't want to miss that. Once again, our website, globalcricketleague.us, where you can get all of the informations, the team listings, and so on. ESPN Cricinfo is our scoring partner. Now, for those of you who are on Facebook, you're probably going to see me close to the last time. See my face, I mean, because I'm going to turn the camera on to some videos that I want to play, not just for GCL, but also continuing my show on the other topics that I've started before. So give me a minute here while I go change the camera over to play a very special video connected to GCL USA. I'll be back. In the meanwhile, enjoy this regular programming on this particular station. I'll be turning back everything to this station in less than 2 minutes. So don't go too far. Be right back and we'll continue with our show, Cricket with Mahesh Iyer, only on 103.3 Houston FM, a presentation of Global Cricket League USA.
इतना करो ना मुझे प्यार, इतना करो ना मुझे प्यार. ला 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 ला. खुदा खुदा मैंने लिया लिया तेरा नाम हजारों बारी, दिल मेरा हुआ तेरा हुआ नशा नशा नी बजान तेरे तुम्हारी. ओ लम्बी लम्बी सुल्फा च रात काली है, कल्ले टाइम इना विच कंट लड़दे, कंट तेरी फोन तेरा लादे चंद.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. And now I want to play a very special video pertaining to GCL USA. And I hope those of you who are on Facebook are still able to see the Facebook Live portion of my show. Enjoy.
This is Mahesh Iyer, and I'm super excited to join the Global Cricket League in Houston on the 28th of October to celebrate their official trophy reveal. I'm really looking forward to celebrating the spirit of cricket with GCL at La Pasha Batting. See you all.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was the wonderful Mahesh Iyer, the very popular movie and television actress from Pakistan, who is going to be unveiling the Global Cricket League trophy day after tomorrow evening. The event is going to be at the venue called the Patio by La Pasha. It's close to the Galleria. And it is a free event, but it's an event by invitation only. If you are interested in attending this event, please send an email out to info at globalcricketleague.us. Once you get a response that you're invited or approved for entry, make sure you bring that along and you will be able to enter and enjoy this wonderful event that is slated to commence at 7:30 p.m. local time. Once again, Tuesday evening, we will have the wonderful Mahesh Hayat unveiling the beautiful Global Cricket League USA Chapter Season 1 trophy at the patio by La Pasha. Mark your calendars. You don't want to miss this trophy unveiling event. Yeah. So that was it about the GCL, ladies and gentlemen. Give me just a second. Yeah, I'll have to play a song. I've been asked to go over to the neighboring studio and I'll be back. So before I continue the next part of my show, let's enjoy this lovely song that talks about us needing to be in the spirit of winning. Jeetenge.
आसमां भी हारता है, ज़मीं पे वक्त गुजारता है, फिर से उन ऊंचाइयों की चाह में। जिंदगी जो टूटती है, उम्मीद सारी रूठती है, हौसला मिल ही जाता है राह में। फिर उड़ेगा दिल उन उड़ानों में, फिर लड़ेगा दिल दो जहानों से, जीतने के लिए। जीतने के लिए, जीतने के लिए। कहते हैं ये राधे सभी, टूटा हूँ मैं बिखरा नहीं, धूप में जो पिघल जाए मैं वो बर्फ का टुकड़ा नहीं। ना डरेगा दिल इन तूफानों से, फिर लड़ेगा दिल दो जहानों से, जीतने के लिए। जीतने के लिए, जीतने के लिए। दिन में देखी रातें कई, होने लगी सुबह नई, अंधेरों की दरारों से अब दिखने लगी है रोशनी। ना डरेगा दिल इम्तिहानों से, फिर लड़ेगा दिल दो जहानों से, जीतने के लिए। जीतने के लिए, जीतने के लिए।
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the interruption. I had to step out to help some of the other studio hosts with their requests, and hence there was a bit of an urgent request, and hence I had to step out. But now I'm back in the studio and ready to continue my show. For those of you who've been listening to me the last few shows, I have been talking about my World Test 11 team, right? If I had to put together a team of 11 players from the era that I was most familiar watching these players in the test match sphere, then who would those 11 players be? And so far in the prior shows, I've actually put together 8 of those 11 team players already. I'll recap. Sunil Manohar Gavaskar as my opening batsman, and then, of course, Gordon Greenwich, the dashing West Indian opener, and then another West Indian, Sir Vivian Richards, as my number 3, and yet another West Indian, Prince Brian Charles Lara, as my number 4, and then, of course, the New Zealander, unfortunately already late, Martin Crowe, as my number 5, and then Alan Border as my number 6, Sir Alan Border from Australia. Mahendra Singh Dhoni as my number 7, wicket keeper, number 7 batsman, wicket keeper, vice captain, and the number 8, the enigmatic, the champion all-round cricketer, in my opinion, the finest all-round cricketer the world has ever seen, my captain for this World Test Match 11, Imran Khan from Pakistan. So I have 8 out of 11 players that I've shared with you all. And today, what I want to do is, even though it's going to be a bit rushed, I want to try and get not just the remaining 3 players, but I want to put in a 4th extra player as well, my 12th man. So I want to finish my team 11 today so that next weekend I can try and focus on a GCL related show. So what I'll be doing is, I have those players on my mind. I'm ready to play some videos of theirs, their accomplishments, but I may have to prune every one of them to be able to accommodate each one of them substantially. Now, we've got 30 minutes on the show, so we should be in a good shape to do that. So now we come down to player number 9 in my 11, somebody who I would think would be a good fast bowler to partner Imran Khan, who would open the bowling for me. And, it's again, just like I mentioned, many of my choices, was kind of, unable to decide whom to select, whom to leave out, because there were so many legends. If I look at Imran Khan as the world's leading all-rounder, at that time, there were 4 all-rounders everybody in the world of cricket thought were simultaneously the greatest. Ian Botham from England, Kapil Dev from India, and Richard Hadley from New Zealand. All 4 were great. I had to pick one, and I picked Imran. Similarly, who now bowls with Imran Khan? There's so many options, right? Michael Holding, there's Joel Garner, there's Curtly Ambrose, there's Javagal Srinath, there are so many people. Mitchell Stark, Mitchell Johnson. Who do I pick? I pick the one that I feel, not just I feel, but I think everybody in the world feels is the greatest left arm pace bowler to have bowled in the field of cricket. I did a full show on him a few months ago. He's none other than the smiling assassin. Again, I call him a smiling assassin because he always had a smile on his face and he always had a wicked delivery to get the better of you, the batter. I'm sure you guessed it. It was Wasim Akram. I think, again, the greatest left arm pacer to have played the game of cricket. So without much ado, let's enjoy some of Wasim's exploits in the field of bowling, his top 10 swing deliveries. It's not a very long video. I may be able to play the full video. If I need to, I will truncate. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen, the top swing deliveries of Wasim Akram that baffled batters and got them out.
There he goes. fourth of the 5 overs. Comes Wasim again. Now he's bowled him.
Well, that's the Yorker Wasim Akram's famous for, and he's broken the stump in two. Brilliant delivery. Well, we warned of this. This is a great bowler, and that ball was simply too good for Graham Smith.
Yes, it was right up into the block hole. He tried dropping his bat to stop it. He was late. So Graham Smith, after a long innings, quite an important one for South Africa. So Wasim Akram putting that one right into the block hole, failing to stop it. Off stump, flies out of the ground.
The bowling.
The Freitas.
Subtract Lewis from that list. Wasim Akram is on a hat-trick. Played on. Again, left arm around the wicket.
And the Chris Lewis going first ball with a big in swing. He has every reason to be happy. He's on a hat-trick. He knows what it is to be on a hat-trick. He's been there several times before and has taken at least 2 from memory in one-day internationals. First ball up.
Beautifully bowled there by Wasim, and he's got Darren Lehman with the Yorker. Beautifully bowled.
We saw a bit of swing on the delivery previous to that one. This one was right up. Swinging Yorker. Oh, and that's got to be close as well. Akram is on fire. It's pitched outside leg, so you don't get to be out of OW. Roll back off his pad and onto the stumps.
Bowling! Clean bowls. Wasim Akram has struck. Skopnik is out on his way. He's got the 10.
Sorry to truncate that. As I mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, I want to try and get through my World 11 and a 12th player before the end of the day today, and hence I couldn't play the full video, but I hope you all enjoyed whatever little bit of 3 minutes or so of that video that showcased the versatility, the capability of Wasim Akram with the ball, easily in my dictionary the finest left-arm pace bowler to have ever played the game of cricket. And again, let me repeat myself, I don't say that very lightly. We have Mitchell Starc, who's still going strong. We have Mitchell Johnson, a fantastic left-arm pacer. We have Karsan Ghavri from India many years ago. We've had Bruce Reed, and we've had equally great players from across the globe. But to me, and I think to a lot of cricket pundits, Wasim Akram is the greatest ever when it comes to left-arm pace bowling. So Wasim Akram slots in as the number 9 player of my team. Who do I go to my number 10 spot? Now that I've got 2 fast bowlers, I want to go with a spinner. And when I say I want a spinner, I would say most cricket fans in the world would say, close your eyes and pick the one spinner who was the greatest of them all, a magician, a wizard with the ball. He bowled Mike Gadding off his very first test ball in test match cricket with the ball of the century. He bamboozled players. You couldn't pick him, except if you were a certain Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar, then you could. But otherwise, you couldn't pick this genius with the ball. You all know who I'm referring to. Again, I would say, unfortunately, already late. The greatest leg spinner of them all. Shane Keith Vaughan. And again, I have a video that shows the top 10 wickets of Shane Vaughan. I'll see if I can play maybe half of those. Yeah, let's sit back, relax, and enjoy. Shane Keith Vaughan, do to batsmen what Wasim Akram did, but not with pace and swing and yorkers, but with spin wizardry at its finest.
To many, Shane Warne is the greatest spinner to have played cricket. The Australian legend is definitely the most successful leg spinner to have played the game. With a 708 wicket from 145 tests, the first player to reach the milestone of 700 wickets, he certainly has the numbers of an all-time great. The knowledge that he was capable of ripping a delivery clean past a helpless batsman's bat and pads and straight into the stumps made every one ball worth watching. Here are the Shane Warne's top 10 wickets of his career. Number 10.
The beige. Oh, he's bowled him round his legs. Yes, he's got him round his legs. That's beautifully bowled.
Shane Warne bowling wrong and after wrong, and then he throws one out wide into the rough. Look at that turn back. That's an absolute beauty. And Prasad, he does know.
Number 9.
You wouldn't believe it. He's done him between his legs.
Number 8.
No bowling, round his legs. That one's turned up the hill, maybe a little bit out of the footmarks, and the bowlers follow through, but it's the end of Michael Atherton in this second innings. That'll end the chat.
It's a terrific delivery. We talk about action on the ball, spinning the ball up the hill, goes to the sweep shot. It just comes out of the rough area and does it spin. He loves it when that happens. He goes round the back, going for the sweep. Action on the ball. It's spinning like a top there. It's
Number 7.
Oh, beautifully bowled. That's a wonderful delivery from Shane Warne. Clipping the top of off stump. That's absolutely exactly what the Australians needed. And this is the perfect leg spinner. In drift, it pitches outside leg stump and hits the top of off. We thought this wicket might turn. It's certainly turning.
Number 6.
Well, bowling around his legs. Beautiful bowling. Superb control. Power just lunging forward. Spun enough to take leg stump. His 80th wicket in 2005 for Shane Warne. They brought in the leg gully. He's tried to glide it past him and it's knocked over the leg stump.
It's turned a long way. Powell started easier now for Sarwan, now that he's got
Number 5.
got him. That's well bowled, Shane Warne. What a wicket that is.
He really does have a bogey with his test century. He was playing well enough to get a test century today. That one spun a long way.
Number 4.
Oh, he's bowled him. It's gone right through him. Beautifully bowled by Shane Warne. He's touched it up. He's got it in the rough.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, I am pausing this video. We all saw 7 of the finest dismissals. Of course, it's debatable as to which are the finest. At least somebody compiled them, and all of them were fabulous dismissals effected by Shane Keith Vaughan, deceiving batsmen with the spin, with the flight, with the dip, with the guile. As I said, unfortunately, already late, but a legend who lives on in our hearts. Shane Keith Vaughan, number 10 on my World Test 11. Who makes the number 11 spot? Well, I need a spinner to complement and supplement Shane Warne. Who else could it be than another legend? The man with the greatest number of test match wickets. Shane Warne bowled leg spin. This genius bowled off spin, perfected and mastered the dusra that was actually invented, I believe, by Sakleen Mushtaq, but this gentleman perfected it and used it to deadly effect. Again, like Shane Warne was the greatest leg spinner, light arm leg spinner of all times, this particular gentleman, I think, can easily be called the greatest off spinner of all times. Yet another smiling assassin. I'm sure you've guessed it. Muthaiya Muralidharan from Sri Lanka. Just imagine in one team, you have Shane Warne bowling at one end and Muthaiya Muralidharan at the other. And if there is a little bit of spin in the pitch that can be exploited, it would be an absolute nightmare for the batsmen to face up to them. So Muthaiya Muralidharan is my number 11. Let's sit back, relax, and enjoy some of Muthaiya Muralidharan's top wicket-taking deliveries, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Oh, it's bowled in.
It's bowled in. What a beauty. But
Oh, he's bowled in. He's bowled in. That's disappointing. Sodhi, who's made a useful contribution here to the stumps.
You've got to learn from your mistakes. Now, he was dismissed in a similar fashion playing at the Ketarama. You cannot afford to cut Muthaiya Muralidharan. Now he's turning and you're playing against the spin. That occasion, Sodhi not learning from it.
That's him there. He's got him now. Well, I was about to say he's not the best player of the world of spinners. Or Blewett just losing his cool there, didn't he? He decided that he was going to hit him into the stand. Worked very hard for his runs today, and this is how he got out.
So finally, he's been rewarded. Deceived in the flight there by Muralidharan. Didn't get to the pitch of the ball. It was a no man's land. A gap was created between bat and pad. And oh, it's bowled in. Fantastic delivery by Murali. Wicket number 7 for him. Unplayable, really, for Jones. It's all over by the shout for England now.
What a difficult time this is proving to be for Geraint Jones too, as his wicket-keeping improves, so the runs are drying up. No fault of his own today. That's a ripper from Murali.
And Samravira, 7 overs for 21, the other 2 spinners employed. And then he's bowled him. Muralidharan picks up his 9. That's a big wicket. Hold back a little. He left mid-wicket open, invited him to have the big slog across the line of the ball, and look at that come back.
Oh, a ball, he's got in, that's what ball, Murali. Murali is struck, he's got a wicket here, a big one too.
yeah, it's a very good piece of bowling here by Muralidharan. He's tossed it up higher. He's beaten Mark Waugh in the flight. He was looking to cut against the spin, and one knows that Muralidharan is a big, big spinner of the ball. That crashed into the off stump of straight.
on. That's the stock delivery that we hear so often, that little noise behind you. Clunk. The slow one, pitching wide outside your stump. You feel that you are safe, then suddenly you hear that noise. Once again, Muralidharan.
That was some of the best bowling that Muralidharan had really enthralled us with. So that is Muralidharan, the wizard, the genius, the off-spin bowler whom nobody wanted to bat. I recall reading once after Rahul Dravid had scored, I think, a brilliant century against England, I believe, in England at the end of the day's play. And this also speaks to Rahul Dravid's humility. He actually walked up to some of the counterparts of his on the English side who were very good batsmen and asked them, please give me some tips as to how I can bat well against Muralidharan. This, I think, is, coming from a genius of Rahul Dravid's caliber, spoke to the supreme genius of Muthaiya Muralidharan. So that's my number 11 player, and that's my team of 11 players that I think together on the playing field, they would have been unbeaten. Yeah, so that was an amazing set of players that I had a very hard time putting together. I left out a lot of talent. And because I did that, and there was one person that I left out, I felt more about because I watched him growing up as a kid and I was always enthralled by how well he played, especially how he bowled and how big of a heart he had, even though he was a little shorter than the rest of his compatriots, and the pace he generated from the wickets, that I created an excuse to make him the 12th player. So if there is a pitch that is fast, that is green, bouncy, pacey, then I would have to leave one of the spinners out or even one of the middle order batsmen out if I cannot leave out Murali or Vaughan. And I would bring this genius fast bowler in. Again, somebody that I've talked about in my prior shows. Again, somebody who is unfortunately already late. The almost unplayable, the deadly, the relatively, I would say, smaller man with a big heart. I mean, individually, I don't think he was that small a guy, but he was around people who were probably 6 inches taller than he was. And so he looked small and he was deceptively quick. And once in my prior shows, I talked about how he played against England with a broken hand. He batted with a broken hand and he bowled a deadly spell with a broken hand. You would have guessed it. Again, as I said, the unfortunately already late, the legendary West Indian, Malcolm Marshall. We'll sit back, relax, and enjoy some of the best of Malcolm Marshall. And just as I did over the last few videos, I'll have to truncate this just to, keep in within the time constraint. So Malcolm Marshall is my 12th player for the team. Somebody I just could not leave out. I had to force fit him. And so I put him in as my 12th player. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen.
What a magnificent delivery. The red cutter all ends up in bowl border. That's beautifully bowled. And so I was pointing out that the West Indian attack this morning have been magnificent.
Bowled. Well bowled. He cut one back earlier this over very, very sharply.
And he's gone. Marshall absolutely elated with.
And that's gone. I think we'll play on touch on that. He didn't have to wait very long for that umpire's finger to go up. No question at all. You could see and hear that. So Chappell goes. Simple catch to Dujon behind. Good delivery there. Wood goes, beaten by a little bit of pace.
It's out. Marshall eventually fires one straight, wicket to wicket. Bowled him. Malcolm Marshall, the bowler. Oh, what a nasty ball. And that struck him on the helmet.
Malcolm Marshall.
That was quick.
It can bowl real quick.
Bowled again. He's given him out. Well, he must have thought that it flicked the glove. And here there's another one down. 6 down. Malcolm Marshall has removed Steve Smith after...
That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Malcolm Marshall, my 12th player. So that's my team of 12 of the very best who have graced the field of world cricket. So recap, since today is the last day, I'm going to be talking about my World Test 11. Sunil Manohar Gavaskar, Gordon Greenwich, Vivian Richards, Brian Lara, Martin Grove, Alan Border, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Imran Khan, Wasim Akram, Shane Warne, Muthaiya Muralidharan, and Malcolm Marshall. This team, I think, would have been unbeatable across eras. Some of the finest gentlemen to have played the game of cricket. Thank you to all those wonderful cricketers, many of whom are not with us anymore, to have entertained us. They still live on in our memories, and they will continue to live on in the memories of many a generation of cricket to come. So that was it, ladies and gentlemen, for today. Let me remind you, as I take leave from you all, the Global Cricket League is coming upon us very soon, and I hope to have a full show next Sunday if all goes well. And that show will be fully on the Global Cricket League. That's the plan. Keep me in your thoughts, in your prayers, in your blessings. Let's stay together. Let's stay united. The Global Cricket League has seen a few challenges, some logistical challenges due to which we've had to reschedule, but we do hope that the reschedule is all towards a better end, a bigger, better Global Cricket League event in your neck of the woods in the greater Houston area, November 5th through November 14th. Mark your calendars. And as I take leave, I ask of you all, as I always do, please do keep me in your thoughts, your prayers, your blessings, your good wishes, so that yours truly can keep breathing, keep being alive, keep being happy, and keep coming back here to the studio to entertain you all on Cricket with Mahesh Iyer, a presentation of Global Cricket League, only on 103.3 Houston FM. Stay blessed, ladies and gentlemen, and I leave with this wonderful song that talks to the current times. We shall all win if we are all together. If we have your support, your company. Don't forget, Mahesh Iyer is going to be unveiling the trophy for the Global Cricket League in a couple of days. Invitation only is the way to be able to attend this event at the Patio Villa Pasha, 28th of October, 7:30 p.m. So let's stay together, let's help each other out, and we shall win. That's the theme of my parting song for today. Ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay blessed.
हर दम एक नई जंग है जिंदगी हर कदम एक नई जंग हार के बाद ही जीत है